Hey everybody, I'm here at IDTS with Jennifer Latham-Robinson, and I just bought one of her creations. Her name is Alice, and she agreed to do an interview with me about her process. So now, Jennifer, the first question that I ask everybody, regardless of what they do, is what was your favorite doll when you were a child?
Easy. Raggedy Ann doll that my mother, Nancy Latham, famous doll maker, made for me.
Oh,
so, yep.
Okay, so next question is, now this is my first ever silicone doll. I have never owned a silicone doll before. I saw her dolls for the first time last year at IDTS, and I've been following your work ever since, and I had it in the back of my mind, okay, I'm going to see what she has, I'm going to see if she's there, I kind of want to get one, and so I got one, and her name's Alice, and she's like inspired by Alice in Wonderland, and she's got her little drink me, and then her little outfit is so cute. I love her. So tell me a little bit about your creative process.
So I work in a variety of mediums. So these smaller dolls, I started out with well, first I come up with like a drawing, usually, where I can get the feel and the personality of the doll. And then I started with these dolls with a oil-based clay sculpture.
Okay.
That I did first, and then when I got that pretty much kind of where I wanted to, I did a digital structure scan of the sculpture, and then I imported it into a digital modeling program called ZBrush, and then I did 3D modeling to kind of really fine tune it and everything like that. Then I had that 3D printed, and I molded that with a 10-piece mold. My husband's an amazing mold maker, so he molded that and then cast that in silicone and then painted that in silicone.
So everything that you create is truly, you've created it all from absolute start to finish. So how would you say it for silicone? Is it you pour the
Yep, so the bigger dolls have a different mold making process. The bigger dolls, I sculpted them, and I intrinsically, it's a mixture of intrinsic coloring and extrinsic. These are all extrinsic coloring, and just pouring the molds and then taking the body out, which is amazing. It makes this really nice noise when it comes out of the mold. It's like that.
That would be so satisfying.
It's so satisfying every
time. You
time.
Have a channel just of doing that every time.
And then I just clean it up and then start to paint it. And my favorite part of the process, I think, is painting the faces, because that's when their personalities really start to come through. And then the other part of doll making I really like is the storytelling part of it. So I always like to have a story behind each doll. So yeah, that's the process for these dolls, these little ones. And these were actually my younger daughter's idea, because she wanted a small doll that was almost like a real little girl that she could bathe.
So my question to her when because I didn't actually get to meet her last year, I kind of breezed through and I saw her table and I was just looking at her stuff and I thought it was really cool. So my first question to her was, I've never had a silicone doll before, how do you take care of them? And so she told me that I can pretty much do what I want with this doll. So.
Very durable. It's made out of medical grade silicone. My daughter gives hers a bath like twice a week with a regular bath bomb.
It's gonna be so much fun because I'm so rough on I just love to play, and so I can totally play with her and take her everywhere and not worry about I can just drop her in my purse, right? And wipe her off if I need to.
Yeah, it's very cuddly too. I think sleeping with dolls, just like that. It's,
super cute. So tell me how you got started. Actually, what made you decide to start making dolls?
So I do illustration, and I'm a writer, and I did sculpture, and then my husband and I, he still does, but I used to make prosthetic fingers and hands out of silicone for people who had amputations. I wear a prosthetic leg.
That's so cool.
So I did that, and we worked together, and so that's where I became familiar with using silicone more in the medical setting for amputees. And so when I was thinking of this doll line a couple of years ago, I love the realism of reborns, but I also like don't want it to be too real,
Right.
like still like a fantasy. So that's why the eyes are big and the face is still like kind of a cartoon. But that, I think silicone gives it that level of realism that I kind of wanted, and I was familiar with it from prosthetics.
That's what really drew me to them, was the like the fantasy, the fantastic kind of, what am I trying to say? The fantastic thing about them. They're so cool, and then the story, and the display she has is amazing. So I'm gonna put that at the end here so you guys can see it. And it's just cute is not the right word. It's just so like cool. It's like cool and cute and like fantastic is the right word. I mean, it's really fantastic. So do you still work at all making prosthetics?
I do a little bit from time to time. My husband, that's what he does.
He does it.
So yeah, I do, and I'm a big disability advocate in the community, and so I think that's always going to be kind of a part of my life.
So you're changing lives, not only with your dolls, but for people that need prosthetics or that have disabilities. That's super cool.
I did also make a doll with a prosthetic leg, which my daughter has, so that was fun.
How many of your dolls does your daughter have?
Two. A big one and a little one.
A big one and a little one. Her big dolls are really beautiful too. They're about 18 inches, and they're really like nice, and the quality just feels so amazing. Like to feel the silicone in your hands, and I think it's so cool that you make the whole doll from like start to finish. That's amazing to me. So where can people follow you or see your work or purchase dolls from you?
So my company is called Outsider Dolls, and so I have a website, outsiderdolls.com, and then I'm on Instagram.
She's on Instagram because I follow her.
Outsider
so
Dolls.
I know she's there.
And I sell them on Etsy right now. I have pre-orders right now, but I'll be posting more on Etsy.
Do you do any customs if someone wanted to custom, so they could contact you?
Yep.
What's the best way to contact you?
There's a contact me on my website,
Okay.
and then like you can say, oh, I'd like this kind of skin tone, and maybe this color hair, and this color eyes, and my favorite color is purple, and I try to put it all together.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you want everyone to know about you?
No, I love dolls. I think it's so important for people to play and to have imagination and to believe in a little bit of magic. So
Absolutely.
I'm really glad that you do this.
I'll thank you. So thank you so much for the time today. And I'm going to post video of her table from inside, and I'll also leave a link below to her website so you guys can reach out and contact her. And I'm going to be sharing tons of pics of this little one. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.